Boston, Massachusetts has turned out dozens of rock bands over the last 50 years, including heavy hitters like Aerosmith, The Cars, Boston, Jay Giles Band, and Extreme. Including in this list are hometown favorites, the Dropkick Murphys, Pixies, Mighty Mighty Bosstones, and Dinosaur Jr. Dig a little deeper, and you have the likes of Buffalo Tom, Guster, Belly, Treat Her Right, and John Butcher Axis. Another Boston band that grew a large local following with some national attention was O Positive. Between their beginnings in 1983 to when they left the scene in 1995, they grew their audience through their many live shows and music releases with support from local radio, college radio, Newbury Comics, and MTV. Their live shows, notably at the Paradise Theater in Boston, were known for their energy and spark that kept their fans coming back for more and never leaving disappointed. In a Rock Cave deep dive, as a fan myself, I was excited to sit down with guitarist, keyboardist, and instrument wizard Alan Petitti to talk about that time with the band. Tune in to find out more here in the Rock Cave.
Oh, look, we've got our own band. Here's Led Zeppelin. Here's the Beatles. Here's Opus.
Right. So I was watching some different things on the internet, and one of the things I watched was a pretty early interview from a local station with you guys right before you signed to Epic Records, which we'll talk about next. But right before that, and one of the things you guys talked about was how you all, as a group, played multiple instruments, and no one had like technically the final say over like if you as a you played drums and he played drums, and the drummer in the band was the drummer, but like if someone else played drums, they'd say, hey, I like this drum beat right here. Or if someone played bass but you're not the bass player, like, what do you think of this bass line? And you guys were like, yeah, let's try that. You were willing to try anything that anyone said. And so then I went back and I looked, and I was like, you guys played individually so many different instruments, right? So like you guys had a lot of like weaponry at your fingertips, but you worked with it together. It wasn't like, I'm the drummer, I'm making this. I'm the bass player, here's the bass line. Like you guys figured that out, right?
One had an attitude that if you liked it, like Dave Ingham, the bass, he could play guitar, and if he came up with a guitar bit, I'm like, that's nice. Show me what you're doing. I'll do that on a particular song. So, in a large part, mostly at the beginning, Dave Hurley and I were the ones that were coming up with the parts and coming up with fragments and putting them together and discussing between us. And as Dave Ingham grew more with what we were doing, he's about 7 years younger, so he was like checking out the scene. And Alex was honing in on his drumming more, and he knew I was a drummer, and he always liked my drumming. So Alex and I were like, we were very connected on the drumming style, that O Positive. There was a style that I really liked and played, and I fed him some of the stuff. And then he just became, I'm like, jeepus, I can't freaking do that like you do it. And then I remember sometimes coming up with a drum beat, and then I want you to go blah, blah, blah. He goes, I know. And then he went, blah, 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 blah. I go, like, he knew what I liked.
Right.
I like that. Let's do that. And it was a good chemistry. And so everyone put in stuff. We had a song that was an experimental song on the second album called Watch Out, This Sled's Made for a Maniac. And we had all kinds of stuff on that. We're having fun in the studio drawing. It's not a single kind of song.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, because that song is one of my favorites, and it's almost like nothing you guys had done before. It's a 7-minute journey, and it's like, it's just so dreamy, and so it's so like, I just love that song, and it's because, I mean, I don't know, it's a pretty amazing song, and it's a little different than a lot of the stuff you guys had so far, but like I keep going back to that when I play it. I really like that song.
Well, it was fun and interesting we had an idea of what we were going to lay down for the basic, and I did a guitar track, which actually Dave Martin, it was the first time he was getting involved in working with anything with us. And I played the part that he had and laid it down. Then we started layering stuff on it. I kind of wish sometimes that we'd taken the time to do it. We had a couple more songs that could have been more single type that we didn't do because we wanted to do this, what we called it experimental piece while we were doing it. Then we had put that funny name in.
Yeah.
The name came from at the playground when kids were sledding and we were recording them just going down. And at one point, this kid just yells out, "Watch out, this sled's made for a maniac." It's very quietly in there, you can hear it. But at the very end, when it transcends from the middle section back to the meat of the song, the boy says, "Look out of the way, Dan, here I come." And that was from the playground. So we used that, "Watch out, this sled's made for a maniac." Like, what are we doing? Well, anything goes.
Right.
So we did that. I wish that we had a couple of other songs on there that it was just a matter of money, because I like what we did with that. And it was fun. So
how did
go ahead.
So how did you end up getting to Epic Records? Like, how did that bridge happen? Like, what happened from indie label to Epic Records?
Well, we hoped to get on a major label, something bigger that could promote us more. And that was always a dream. We weren't really too good with the business end of it, of what we should do. We were more concentrating on what we were doing for the music. And we got a manager, Neil Jacobson, which had connections because he worked with Don Law. And he got us into a couple of good shows like at Great Woods, which were a lot of fun doing that stuff. And he was shopping us. And we also had an attorney shopping us, Mark Fisher. And Mark Fisher has got us a hold of an A&R guy from Epic and got him to come to Boston to see us and pumped it up with these guys getting this much. They sell out this, they do this in Boston, is this, they've been to New York. And so he came and he liked it. So he said, "Okay, I want to do them." So we did an agreement with them to do an album, which we recorded the Toy Boat album. And just as we were doing it, the industry was changing. It's like Nirvana has poked its head out. And we were alternative, but we weren't the grunge. And just everything changed. And then Epic changed what they wanted to promote. And as we were just releasing it, they really weren't behind us. They were doing what they had to do according to the contract. And we were just sitting there frying away. So it was a tough bite for us, but we were playing, and I like the album. It's a bit different. It's not as raw as the first two, which I liked the rawness of the first two. It was a little more polished from the producer that did it for us than I would have wanted to do, but I still enjoy it a lot. As a matter of fact, the t-shirt I'm wearing, WRPS, they're an independent, they're Rockland, Massachusetts, Rockland High School radio station, very cool radio station. And they do a show called Lunch with the Locals every day from 12 to 1. And as I learned the station, started listening to them more. Now, I lived in Brockton. Now I live in New Hampshire, but I lived in Brockton, which is right next to there. I started listening to their show all the time. And they play O Positive. You can hear it like 5 times during the week. And there's about 5 different songs they have into their regular rotation. And a couple of them are from the Toy Boat one. And when I hear it, I go, "Ooh, it sounded nice to be refreshed." Because when it catches me off guard and I didn't put it on, and it's nice. So
Well, let me talk to you about Toy Boat was my introduction, and I told you the story when we connected. I was working at Record Town. I was an independent record employee after that, but I was at Record Town. Toy Boat showed up as a demo, or not a demo, but like a freebie to the store to be able to play, and I started playing it. And then I started playing it more, and then I would just play it all the time, and I couldn't stop playing this record. And I'm telling you, I mean, I know I'm a fan, but I'm just saying, I've been playing this record since it came out. Every single song, I've been playing all of them. And then anytime anyone came into the store, they would be like, "I need something new. I need something fresh. I need something I've never heard before." And I would be like, "You need O Positive. Here's O Positive. Play this. You're gonna like it." And I would just get anyone to buy it that I could, because I was like, I don't understand why they aren't bigger, because this record is so good. And to your point with the drums, it's very drum forward on there, and Dave Early's vocals are amazing because he's got such a different voice. Like so, like I listen to music all the time, and it's on all the time for me, and it has been since I was 10 years old. And sometimes people come to me like, "Oh, listen to this band, try this one." And if I play it and I listen and I'm like, and if the vocalist is kind of like, I feel like more like everybody else or not really winning me, then I'm not interested. But his vocals are like no one else. Like his intonation, his voice is very unusual and great. So that was like where it started to get me. And then you listen to the music and you guys are unbelievable. I mean, I was listening to it over the last couple weeks and I was like, is that a mandolin? And then I looked it up and I'm like, you're playing the mandolin on there. You played mandolin, cello, piano, and backing vocals on this record. And then Dave was vocals, harmonica, saw. Like you guys were playing all kinds of instruments. And when you listen to it, you hear all those layers and you're like, this is incredible band. You guys are playing all kinds of instruments, tight. I love the guitars. There's plenty of heavy guitar on here. When it slows down nicely. Your guitar intro, I assume that's you on Kamikaze Dove?
No,
that's Dave.
Yeah, clanking guitar bar.
Okay. All right.
I don't just think.
Well, see, that's why I can't keep track of who's playing what, because I'm listening to it going like, who's playing what in this record? Because I can't.
The original basement demo, Dave came up with this bass line and that guitar riff. And just Dave Hurley and I were in my basement. He was showing me. I said, this is good. Let's crank this out. So I got on the drums, the bass, he laid it down. He did the guitar, then I added keyboards, and he had singing. We pretty much had that song laid out. So from the demo, but then the band, took what we had and started playing it and cranked it out. So
it goes from Kamikaze Dove to Imagine That. So for me, it's like, here I am, I'm cranking out Kamikaze Dove, and then Imagine That is just this nice, just a nice kind of quiet song. And I don't know if someone's going at the beginning, like is someone saying that, or is that an instrument, or is it one of those, like what is that?
No. So we did, and we kept it in there. It's nice.
Yeah. So to me, like I could go on and on about Toy Boat because I just overflow, decide, Kamikaze Dove, Imagine That, back of my mind, International, flip it over, International, Train Station Gone. All these great songs. And so it comes out and you guys does your tour get bigger, or are you still like Boston area, New England? Like what happens there? Because the label's not supporting you.
We did tour. We would go down to DC and play the 930 Club. But the only tour we really did, we went out to Montana once in the Winnebago and played smaller venues along the way. We just didn't, our management of what we were doing wasn't, we were musicians, not managers.
Yeah.
And they put us on a tour, Epic with Billy Bragg, and we went around and played some shows with him. And I'm like,
yeah, that's not, yeah.
But it's like Billy Bragg's more of a solo act.
Right.
So it wasn't the strongest thing for us to what we did with being on the road and stuff like that. We didn't get to cruise around and really just do what we did in Boston and other towns. So
were you frustrated? Was it like you're in Boston, you're at the Paradise, you're playing wherever, everyone's out, they're loving you, you're really big, you got radio play, you got everything. And then, I assume you had bigger aspirations, right? So like, was there a disconnect there for you guys, or were you frustrated, or were you just like, okay, like this is part of the game, or what was that like?
Frustrated was a good word. Because once we started going around and playing other places and realized we were not as well known out there, and the promotion, how do you get it to happen? In Boston, it clicked, and it could do this with more promotion. But we didn't lose the energy to do it. We kept on going. We did it right up till the Toy Boat, but once the Toy Boat album and it wasn't getting pushed, and no tour support to really push it, it was a little frustrating. We did the last record. We wanted to just keep going, but then we sort of fizzled down as everyone was getting into their 30s and getting married and having kids and. So but we just gave it our all. I don't feel disappointed. It's a tough
Yeah.
thing to do, art and make money or get popular. But I'm so glad we were so well accepted. I think there's an interview when we were a very young band, and they were asking us all kind of that question, what are your aspirations? I think Dave Ingham said, I want to get really popular and make lots of money.
Right. I mean, who doesn't, right? So, hey, you did get another record out in '93. Were there three Daves in the band at that point?
Yeah, there were 3 days. At one point, when there was when Alex, the drummer, disbanded after 10 years for certain reasons, which we don't go into. But at one point, it was Alex and Al. So there was Al and Dave and Dave. But then Dave Martin joined. We were like, so there was another day. I remember one time we were doing an interview, and they said to us, he's sitting behind us and we were on a row. He goes, well, why don't you introduce us? Because I'm not sure everyone's name. And Dave Hurley, he was like in the middle. And he goes, okay, down the end, that's Dave. And next to him is Al. And he goes, and I'm Dave. And this is Al. And that's Dave. And he said, he goes, no, and for real, my middle name. Funny, very funny. He didn't mean to do it. It was funny. And we just happened to line up Dave, Al,
Yeah.
Dave, Al, Dave.
So what happened in between Epic and the Smashing?
Really just our own label.
Oh, you started your own label. Yeah.
Yeah, just to put it on. Really, we probably should have shopped it and see what an indie label would have done, promoted a little bit more. So it didn't get very much promotion, especially compared to the first two, or even the Toy Boat, the Epic one. But there's a lot of songs in there. That's the album with the most songs on it. I think there's 16. So we were just like, we were in our own home studio that Dave Ingham put together in his parents' house garage. Just record, mix. And so we did that.
Yeah, so that record is a little more keyboard heavy than guitar heavy. I mean, if you look at the weights a little bit, it feels like there's more keyboard. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah. I like playing keyboards. I'm more oriented playing the guitar and a little more like I can play something a little more. I never really considered myself like really like, wow, the guitar player. Just that I played stuff that I liked. And when I played my stuff, I played good. Keyboards, I couldn't quite match what I could do on the guitar, but I like playing piano and I like messing around with the keyboard, had some string sounds or whatever. And just, I like messing with instruments. I played saxophone on one of the songs there. I learned to play sax just for that song.
So, I mean, it starts off with Heyday, it's got plenty of keyboard there. Fire, I think that's the song we talked about. I've been playing Fire regularly in my life ever since it came out. Like, Fire just gets me fired up. Like, I just love that song. I don't know if it's the beat, it's the way it goes, and then it's like, take the mother out like a prize fight bout. Like, that song just gets me going. And then you got Is It, Superman, By Yourself. I mean, Out of This House. I think you guys did a great job on that record. I love it.
A lot to it. And Hey Dave, what you tell me is one of your favorites. It was like, it just had a good catchy, just from the intro, the piano and the vocal doing that same line, that we adopted it right away. That was from that point on, it was like always the opener of a show. Just to come out and just like do that and also boom, and everyone kick in.
Yeah. That's a great opener. And I got to see you for that tour. So that's when I saw you at the Paradise. The only time I saw you guys play was right around that time when that record came out. And so I got to go down there and see you guys there. And of course it was packed and I had an awesome time. And that's, again, I was sitting around going, what's going on here? As a record store employee and a music lover and stuff, I was like, I love this band. This band is so great. I want more for them. And then, and like you said, stuff changed. Grunge came in and you got older, people married, they're having kids, things changed, right?
Doing all the stuff that you need to keep doing, smaller shows, smaller venues, and traveling when you're trying to have a family life too. And when we were younger, it was easy to do that, but it became very taxing to do it. And trying to build that, it was just hard with keeping. So like I said, just doing all the games. If we had more promotion to keep it on bigger stuff, we might have lasted longer. But that's why we sort of let it rest where it was.
And then you do some shows now and again. After that, you would be called to the Paradise, and you even did a nice benefit show in 2024 that you guys got together. It had been a while since you played together when you played that, right? And you had a huge reception to that.
Once we disbanded and announced that we were going to disband, I was more for telling everyone, instead of just saying we're disbanding, we're just going to announce that we're not going to be rehearsing and doing shows and getting together and writing stuff. But we're unforeseen. We don't know what the future, maybe it's nothing, maybe, but instead of calling it a breakup. But everyone kind of said, I think we should just call it, we're disbanding, we're breaking up. So we did. But no sooner did we do that, within the first year or so, maybe a little more, I can't remember. Something came up that we were asked to do a benefit. And we said, well, for a benefit, we'll do it. It was pretty easy for us to get back together and just play.
Yeah.
We did that for about 10 years. Once a year or so, a benefit would come up, some kind of fundraiser. We would just do it to help out. We weren't getting paid. We just give our money.
Yeah.
But then we did FNX went off the year. And
Yeah.
they asked us to be one of the final bands. I'm like, you're kidding me.
That's amazing.
These old men took them in. But they had us play, and it was awesome. But same with BCN. They asked us to play the last show that they did, the farewell party. FNX, I was just, you can type it in on the internet, their last day on the air, the last hours. And we were in like the last 15 minutes, they played one of our songs. I was wondering what they played, and I was listening to it, and I didn't want to get myself excited. And I'm like 4 songs from the last, what they play? I think they played Talk About Love, and I went, holy shit.
Wow.
Turn off the button, and we were one of the last ones they played.
Amazing.
It was emotional to me.
For sure.
My nephew, Sam Chaudhry, which is also in the Silks and Toxic Narcotic, many bands. He had a band called Flash Addict when he was younger. He was like, this is good. I like what you got here. You should release it. I said, well, where am I going to release it? What am I going to do with it? I did it for a pocket album. I called it my pocket album. I just want to, when I grow old, and when I'm gone, it still exists somewhere.
Right.
So Sam said, well, I'll put together a website for you. He goes, because he's very good with graphic design and very smart with doing that stuff. So he made me my own website, alanpetitti.com. And I remember when he finally showed it to me, he'd been working on it for a while, and he kept doing more than he thought he was going to do. Like thinking, oh, okay, I'll just do this. Oh, but this is nice. I'll do this. Oh, and when I saw it, I went, wow, I'm somebody. I'm that guy. Because all the information was here. It's your legacy. This is your story, and it's a positive story, and that's your big part of O Positive. And I'm putting all this stuff together. So he released it on 3 years ago. It was actually Thanksgiving Day, which my birthday fell on Thanksgiving that year. And he said, "So this is your birthday present. I'm releasing it all." So we just set it on my website, so people could go on the website and listen to it. And then I did this video recently to one of the songs, and he finally put that on YouTube. So it's in small numbers. The numbers are tiny, but when I think of like my 10 friends and like 5 family members, so 15 people hearing it, and then all of a sudden I found out 450 people heard it or watching it. I'm like, hey! So it wasn't to release an album, and if I wanted that, it would have been O Positive. We had something really nice with O Positive. I got an awesome gospel singer, Tracy Silver, to sing some gospel singing on it, which I really like. So
yeah, I like Time. I mean, Green Tambourine is just kind of seems like just really fun. Like this seems like you're having a good time, right? Fall for You. I mean, that sounds like a lot of O Positive on there.
A song, it was back when Alex was so Round Toy Boat. I had this riff thing going on with the bass line and the guitar and the drum beat, and so we were working on it, and we worked on it for quite a bit and tried to come up with the chorus, and none of us came up with the chorus that that I particularly liked a lot. And we started playing it live. We even recorded it for Home Sweet Head with the other chorus. And as we went to mix, we had it all recorded. I said, I don't like this chorus. I think this song, to me, will be better with a different chorus, and I don't want to release it as this. So we said, okay, so we never mixed it.
Interesting.
And then 25 years later, I came up with a chorus. So I had Dave Hurley sing it, so he came over and sang it.
Yeah.
And I used the guitar riff that Dave Martin made up, and so Dave Martin came out and played his guitar riff on it too. So
yeah, and it sounds like an old positive record there, like that, you know. Underwater, super heavy.
yeah,
Underwater is like you're a closet metalhead.
I know. And that voice that I'm singing, what's that? My nephew always said, I love the voice you're putting on, that you're singing in this end.
Absolutely. I've listened to that many times. I love Underwater. I think it's great.
And the funny thing is, I wrote that on the piece of guitar. I was a mad electric, but I didn't have my guitar, so I'm going bam, bam, but it would be wow, but with a Marshall, because it's a big bust-ass power chord like a metalhead. But it was fun. It was like, I like doing that. It's like when I discovered the Rock Cave and started checking out some of the stuff, and then saw the old positive, I'm like, this is cool. Sam, because I run everything by my nephew Sam, and he goes, okay, let me look this up. Let me look. And I forgot how you guys did it. Because he did it with the Facebook, and then you reached out because we were just about to reach out.
Right.
You got there and said, wow. So same for me. You know, it's nice to see people like you paying attention and putting time in and letting that people have a voice and doing the things that you do. It's really great.
Oh, thank you. It was a leap for me. I was like, I'm going to reach out. I'm just going to see what happens because I've been a fan for so long. I was like, I don't know. They're probably like, can't be bothered. But I mean, you can't, you swing for the rafters and see what happens. And so I was thrilled. Obviously, we were both thrilled to connect that way. So that's what's great.
Yeah, very, very good. Very exciting to me. And like I said, you tuned in as the Toy Boat and then Home Sweet Head. And there's lots of fans that say, well, I like the earlier stuff better, but you didn't talk to me as much about them. So I said, I don't think he knows this stuff as much. And now even tonight talking, you said, yeah, well, I know those now. I'm getting better at it. And now you even commented on my solo album, the Square One album, that one song particularly, quite a few of them sound like Opal to me, but one, now you know that seed. And that's something I always liked, that kind of style. And it just lives in me. So I have new stuff like that too.
Amazing. I mean, it's great. So, I mean, it's been great connecting with you and telling this story. And I am hoping that the O Positive fans in the Boston area will pick up on the Rock Cave somehow, some way, and get a kick out of this episode. And just have some great memories of the shows that they saw or hearing it on the radio. I mean, you guys were just a staple of Boston radio for so long, and there is a fan base there. I was on the fringe, so I was on the outside, and so it was great to see the show that I saw. But what a great experience for you guys to experience the love of Boston, like so many bands have and did, and to have that as your journey. I mean, it's amazing.
It was a dream. Support Boston was excellent. Well, they really liked what we're doing. It only got us stronger and stronger. So, man, I have no regrets. It happened the way it happened, but it happened. That's the thing to look at. It did happen. I like recording, doing more stuff, keep going with it. But we had a big hurrah in Boston with what we did, and people like you just remembering it. And thank you, Mark. And if I get a T-shirt someday that says the Rock Cave, I might do another interview if I get someone, and where I'm wearing WRPS, I'm gonna hit where it says the Rock Cave.
Well, your Rock Cave shirt is in the mail this weekend, so I'll be sending it to you for sure. So if you don't know anything about them, start playing them and be like, where was I for this? It's great. So really love your music, love your solo record there. I love some of that really great stuff in there. So a lot to listen to. People have their homework. And again, I appreciate you being on, and it's been great to connect. Right. So whatever you're doing today, I hope it involves music, but today it involves O Positive, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Swear you can fly. Come on, Superman. you're just another lonely guy. Jump